Good evening and welcome to Steel Beast Pro Personal Edition. Now I do realize calling it Pro and Personal Edition is kind of mutually exclusive. The reason I've done that is there are actually two different versions of this. One is a true professional edition that is available only to defense contractors. The other one that we're playing tonight is a personal edition, which you can buy on esims.com. The costs vary. It goes off of a licensing schedule, so you can get a monthly license for like $9.50 a month. Like you can get a 3-month license, you can get a 12-month license, or you can buy a permanent non-expiring license to play for about $115. So it's definitely something that if you are going to spend that kind of money on, you really want to make sure it's something that you get into. And this is not like Call of Duty or Battlefield where it's just running around and just blowing stuff up. This really does go pretty in depth into simulating tank warfare. So whenever you do get this, you want to make sure you do some of these tutorials. So as you can see, all these different tutorials just for learning how to shoot the gun. You also have driving tutorials, tutorials on the tank commander's slot, artillery, controlling multiple units, because you can go to like battalion size plus elements in this game. So you notice that some of these are prefixed, some of them aren't. The reason they've done that, so let's say you've done all these tutorials and you want to go and learn a different vehicle, the ones that don't have a prefix you won't have to do again. So for example, let's check out this Leo. See, all these are going to be the same. These apply universally to all vehicles. So you go to that and all you have to do is the gunnery and the TC stations. Alright, so for tonight, all we're going to do is just go over gunnery. Probably in a different video, we'll go over more of the instant action, things that'll let you really kind of see the externals. And one thing you do need to realize is that this is not a visually appealing sort of game. You're not going to get in there and look at the terrain and speak, "Oh wow, this is amazing." This really is centered around the physics of how the rounds are going to go down range, hit targets, and things like that. It's not designed to be simple eye candy. So we're going to go in. We're going to do the M1A1. Alright, so I kind of skipped over the loading screen a bit. So whenever you start your missions, this is going to be the screen that's going to greet you. Normally you're going to have some kind of an op order there telling you how many enemy forces they have, how many friendly forces, and the list of enemy forces that it gives you 9 times out of 10 is going to be wrong on purpose. The reason they do that is because in real life, intel is not perfect. So they simulated that in the game. It is usually a pretty decent estimate though. So it's not going to be too terribly for it. It's not going to try to cheat you out of winning or anything like that. But yeah, you'll get a chance to look at your maps, things of that nature. Alright, and you are going to want to be somewhat familiar with NATO map symbols. Those are not classified. You can look them up on Google. They're there for the public. So looking here, we have our one vehicle right here. This is telling us who we are, Alpha 11. Right, our left limit, our right limit. Now you see these numbers here on the side, right? These are your coordinates. Each one of these squares represents about 1 square kilometer worth of terrain, and it is pretty well modeled. But if you look in your op orders, whenever you get into the missions, we'll probably go over that in a different video. Or actually, you can actually look over here in this coordinate block and see these numbers change. You notice that that's 8 digits. You can only make 4 out of these. The reason they do that is that the second 2 digits in each of those 4-digit pairs is a kind of a sub-coordinate within this block. So I'm in the 1318 block. If you look here, I have 13. Right there I had 18. And it's basically just the same thing, except now it's getting smaller. So we're going to go ahead and start this. Alright, and it drops us right into the turret of an M1A1. You can see it's pretty well modeled. It is missing the crew. And I had to kind of jump right there into the site though. Targets come up pretty quickly. Now we're scanning.
Gunner, heat tank. Fire Sabo.
Alright, he's moving, so I need to track him for about 1.5 seconds.
Target.
Alright, and he said, fire, sabo. I had a what they call a heat round in there before, which stands for high explosive anti-tank, which I'm not sure why they still call that, considering that you don't use heat rounds on tanks, you use sabo rounds.
Fire.
But you definitely want to make sure that you have your round switched over. You only have to track it for about 1.5 seconds, and that'll give the ballistic computer enough time to kind of figure out how fast your target's going, because it's determining how fast the target is based on how you're moving the turret.
Gunner, Sabo, PC.
It doesn't have like a radar or something like that where it can...
Fire heat. Short. Re-engage. Heat up. Fire. Target. Heat up.
Now back to scanning. Now it's funny, if you were to try to shoot a sabo round when you had the button pushed for heat, yeah, it'd be like launching a rocket to the moon.
Fire Sabo.
Alright, that line means I got multiple returns on my laser, so I need to relays this guy.
Target.
Now after you shoot the laser at your target, you don't want to wait. You don't want to wait too long, because he'll be changing his distance from you. Because nobody's moving perfectly laterally.
Gunner, Sabo, PC. Fire heat. Target. Heat up.
Now when this game scores you at the end, how long it takes you to hit your target is just as important as your accuracy.
Fire Sabo.
So I realize I kind of take my time a little bit on this. People that train on this a lot though are much faster at this. You also want to be really comfortable with the controller that you're using. I use a Thrustmaster Warthog HOTAS, which is so I'm basically gunning an M1 Abrams with a controller for a jet known as a tank killer. How's that for irony?
Gunner, Sabo, PC.
But you know, some people they don't have that kind of controller. You might have like your standard Microsoft Sidewinder or something, you know, or your Logitech.
Target.
Then saying target just means that I hit.
Gunner, heat, PC. Fire.
Now, if you've been listening, the loader will say up every now and again. That's basically telling me that the main gun is armed. You know, I actually I can't shoot until he says up.
Gunner, heat, tank. Fire Sabo. Target.
Alright. Alright, so that's all there is to that. So my overall score is 77. I got 83% for my hits are 10 out of 12. Not great, but I mean it's not lamentable either. I wouldn't write home about it. Average time to kill though is 13.2 seconds. So if you notice that I got 83% as a hit percentage, my user score was significantly lower, and the reason that is because it took a really long time for me to actually kill that target, and so it does score you pretty fairly. So you know, you might have two guys that can hit with the same level of accuracy, but if one of them is taking too long to kill their target, obviously he's not the better gunner. But that's it for now. Next video we're going to start getting into a little bit more like the TC station, the driver kind of looking outside the vehicles and things like that. And maybe take a look at some different vehicles as well besides just the Abrams. You have to forgive me, I'm kind of a fan of the Abrams. But that's it for now. Y'all have a great night.